real upset when Louis C.K. started to come back into the public eye.
Yeah.
But one of my favorite moments was when he went up at Skankfest. They didn't know.
It is 11:42 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. There should be a 9-second delay, Nerd Squad, because of the Everett Police Department. It's Thursday, June 19th, 2025. This is a consensual recording of Mystic Gwen pursuant to the Federal Bureau of Investigation. If this recording ends for any reason without me orally and explicitly stating the end time, then be advised I did not end it. See the post on this YouTube channel to read my full SOS message, and click on the live stream section and click on the June 10th and 11th live streams and read those descriptions. They have forensic information. The description in this video and in the preceding one and in the chat are just about the Everett Police Department's current activities as they prepare to perpetrate the one and only felony that they haven't made actionable that was first reported to the FBI in 2017 due to Jared Irving and other individuals' threats, and that is to murder me in a way that is deemed a suicide.
At Skankfest in Brooklyn a few years ago, just having everybody from Tough Crowd get together.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Colin, being at the head of it, that was awesome.
That was one of the best shows ever.
He should just make it a podcast. It would be a huge podcast.
100%. I wonder if he has the name, if he owns the name.
I think he does.
But then he should definitely do it.
I think he does. I think he just doesn't want to.
Well, it might be something that someone needs to offer it to him and put it together. Like if someone like
it could be something. If you said it, he'd be like, "I never even thought of that until this moment."
Seriously, no, a lot of people have. He's been approached with it.
He was great at the club. He was at the club a couple of weeks ago.
He's awesome.
Colin's awesome.
He was great. All the comics that worked there, they all lined up to watch him.
I mean, he's a real he's just such a pro.
It's also his material so interesting.
Yeah,
he's such an interesting guy.
Well, he does the one-man shows. Yeah, fantastic.
The last time I did Tough Crowd, he warmed up the crowd, and so he's doing stand-up in front of the crowd, and he was fucking murdering. I'm like, this is way better than even Tough Crowd. He's one of the most underrated guys of all time.
Yeah,
all his comics know how funny he is.
He's like a real comics comic, and every he's like in the top 3 for. It's like a tell. He's there. It's always top 3 for every comedian.
It was also that place was like the Shark Tank though for something when they got.
Oh yeah,
that fan. I never felt bad for somebody more in my life when they had him on there. And the only segment that was produced of Tough Crowd, you remember, was the last one. You had to write and give them whatever your little rant was going to be about the final topic. Right? I did it once. Yeah. About that final topic. That was the only homework you had to do at all. And that fan was clearly going to do something about his mother and do the voice or something. And Patrice, right before he was about to do his 4th segment thing, he goes, "Hey, let's see if you can do 2 minutes without doing your mom accent."
Oh, no.
And then Voss and all those guys just start pouncing on him, and then he just had to "Hey, you guys. So my mother called me." Oh, you had to do it still.
That's all we prepared. But it was like an OG podcast before podcasting was podcasting. Just a bunch of comics sitting around, just barking at each other, arguing. Yep. So fun.
It was fun.
Way ahead of its time. But then again, Regis and Kathy Lee was a podcast technically too.
Technically, if you really think about it.
Yeah, The View, all these shows.
I think Opie and Anthony was the big start of it all.
Yeah, for sure.
That was what started it off for me, because that was the first time I was ever on a show where it was no structure. It was just comics.
Shoot the shit, yeah.
We all could be on Opie and Anthony. We'd be having this exact same conversation, except Norton and Kumia and Opie would be here. Same fucking conversation.
Yeah.
It was just, they would let you go.
I was more of a Howard Stern guy, I know so were you as well, but without Opie and Anthony, shows like Legion of Skanks wouldn't exist. That's the truth. There's a lot of fans that are just these 50-year-old truckers that are just we need something. And
our generation was having a much harder time. It wasn't like back in the day when Howard Stern was bringing on comics, all the comics, because that was his crew he was trying to build up. We were past that, so we had there was no show that was like that for anybody, except for Opie and Anthony. I was Ron and Fez. You remember Ron and Fez show?
Yeah.
That's the show that kind of took me in that I jogged with best.
Yeah,
and that was a lot of fun.
Ron Bennington's fucking great.
He's the best. So funny.
Yeah, there's